Hiring staff is the single most difficult part of my life. That's not just dishwashers and prep cooks, but that is at every level, in every restaurant.
Joe Hargrave has been growing his chain of Tacolicious restaurants in the San Francisco area for the last 5 years. But now he has a problem he didn't anticipate. He can't find enough workers.
I've never thought that I would wake up and be like, it sure would be nice if the economy slowed down. But I'm like, please slow down, because I don't know where everybody went, but they're not here.
Immigration from Mexico, much of it illegal, was a hot-button issue on the presidential campaign trail. But for business owners like Hargrave, the question isn't how to keep Mexicans out of the country, it's how to get more of them in. Mexican labor has been the backbone of U.S. industries like hospitality, construction, and agriculture for decades. But now those workers are in short supply.
Yo me acuerdo cuando llegué aquí, hace 14 años era difícil para buscar trabajo. Yo me tardé casi un mes y medio para... Ahora es muy fácil. Hay trabajo aquí, en otras partes. Falta mano de obra, falta gente para hacer el trabajo.
Behind the decline, Mexican families are smaller and their children are better educated, so many are finding job opportunities at home, and smaller families limit the pool of potential migrants. At the same time, some Mexican states have launched campaigns to discourage young people from making the dangerous journey to the U.S. That trip has also become more expensive, with smugglers demanding higher prices to take migrants through areas controlled by violent drug gangs. Meanwhile, Congress has failed to compromise on an immigration policy that will address employer needs. That's putting employers like Hargrave in a bind.
Our restaurants went from really small to really big, and now they're getting small again.
Hargrave is currently opening his 5th Tacolicious restaurant, but the latest edition will be half the size of his other 4 because he can't find workers.
8 years ago, and even 4 years ago, hiring people was, not only was it not a challenge, if I wanted to open something, I just knew people would walk in the door and I would have a plethora of applications and resumes to go through and have an easy time putting a staff together.
About 6 in 10 undocumented immigrants work in low-level service, construction, and production jobs, twice the share of U.S.-born workers, according to the Pew Research Center. President-elect Donald Trump and many of his supporters argue there are too many people entering the U.S. illegally. But employers say U.S.-born workers won't do the low-level jobs that undocumented workers will. In May, there were 700,000 vacant restaurant and hotel positions, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
The jobs that these workers are performing, the tasks that they're performing in these restaurants, they're not taking jobs from other people. They're doing a job that if they don't do the job doesn't get done, period. End of story.
About 100,000 Mexicans still cross the border annually, but many others are returning back to Mexico voluntarily. Luis Eck is one of the few members of his family still working here.
Ahorita solo yo estoy y 2 de mis sobrinos acaban de llegar, es lo único. Ya, porque mis 2 hermanitos ya se fueron. El Juanito se fue y se fue Charlie. Ya.
Joe Hargrave isn't waiting for an act of Congress to solve his employment woes.
I'm actually building a human resources department. We're gonna hire a recruiter. We are going to hire someone and we're gonna pay them to sit in our office, and their job all day, every day is going to be to find sources, employees. We can't operate without this.